And it's that title that has given me some thought. The author she has a plan, and she wants to teach people how to achieve their dreams, whatever it might be, getting the perfect job, losing weight, maintaining a relationship with a significant other, whatever it might be. But instead of finding blame or placing blame, she says to look within yourself. And so that has caused me some great thought, that maybe I need to look within myself, my thoughts, my words, my actions. Maybe it is me, what I say, what I do, what I feel. I love books because they're full of words, and words are very important. They are powerful tools. We have seen their effect throughout history. They've caused good outcomes, bad outcomes. They've hurt people. They've led to war. But there have been very, very positive words. And in the English language, there are new words being added to the dictionary, like selfie, who would have thought? And there are some old words that we just hear over and over and over again, like a broken record, just words constantly used and overused. And then there are some words that are old, but they've got new meaning to them. And there's some words that are in the spotlight now, like empower, accessibility, self-determination, person first. But then there are some words that aren't so helpful. They don't promote success. They don't promote new ways of thinking, like the word impossible. I'm sure that you ladies have heard that word so often. It's like a broken record, and it goes over and over and over again. The first time I ever really heard that word used was when I was getting ready to go to kindergarten. And I was so excited, like beyond excited. I remember sharing the excitement with my twin. Yes, I have a twin. And we were so excited because we were going to learn new things and we were going to meet new people, and it was going to be so much fun. But then the principal said, "Well, that's impossible. You have to go to a special class." Well, I didn't go to a special class. I was mainstreamed. So I was in kindergarten with everybody else, but that word, impossible, that word just oozed out of my teacher. In the words she used, how she treated me, the body language that she used that word, impossible. I remember one time we were all going to an event, and we were all lined up like little ducks in a row and following along behind her. And I was trying to follow along too, but I kind of fell toward the back of the line, and pretty soon I was at the end of the line. And with each step I got more tired, and I was walking slower and slower and slower. So pretty soon I was behind. And so by the time I got to the door was closed. And I just remember being there, and that word impossible just popped in my head. I remember standing there knocking, and I knocked, and that door did not open. But my first grade teacher, she taught me a new meaning to that word impossible. If you actually look at the word impossible, it actually is I'm possible.
All right.
I am possible. I'm possible. So, she kept me at the front of the line. I was always at the front of the line. I never was at the end of the line. I never fell behind. So each door that my classmates went through, I went through, and I went through first. And it was a really, really, really good year. I have so many memories. One memory that is so clear to me is I was so proud to have a part in a little play. I was so proud because I could do something with my classmates. And I had just one little line, and I will never forget that line. George Washington asked me to make the first flag. And I was so proud to have that. I got so many compliments afterward. It felt so good. And so there were many doors that opened for me as the years went by, but not every door opened. Helen Keller, a very empowered woman, her book, her life has inspired so many people. She says, we often look so regretfully upon a closed door that we do not see the door that has been opened to us. If there is a closed door, there's going to be an open door. We just have to find that open door. That recognition is really important to feeling empowered. Find the open door. And so, everyone is writing a book, not with pen and paper, but your life, your words, and your actions. That's your book. And some of the pages have already been written. And that's okay, but not all of the pages have been written. You were born, you were given a name, you were given a diagnosis. That's already written. But there are more pages to be written. And what words are you going to fill those pages with? I emphasize again that words are very, very powerful. Why is it that words are so powerful? Why is it important for you to think, I'm possible? To see that word, I'm possible. To see it, to feel it, to say it. Why is that important? Emily Dickinson, a very famous poet, this woman struggled with depression, deep, deep depression, and some days she couldn't even get out of bed. She said, a word is dead when it is said, some say. But then she went on to say, but I say, it begins to live that day. So, I'm possible. That's how an empowered person says impossible. That's how they pronounce that. They say, I'm possible. It's what they feel. And that shows. We know that, again, words are very powerful. We know that words, they are instigators. They are directors. They flood your thoughts. And we know that thoughts have a biological effect. They are electrical impulses that flood your limbic system, and then they show themselves. And that's body language. We know that body language is very important to communication. So what words are you going to fill your pages with? What words are you going to allow to flood your thoughts? Let it be some empowering words. Let it be, I'm possible. Because when you go through that open door that you find, and you believe and feel and say, I'm possible, people will see confidence. People will see you, the empowered person. And going through middle school was a tough time in my life. But there were words. It was like in every other classroom, there was this banner. And they were Winston Churchill's words. And maybe some of you ladies remember the words. The sign said, attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference. Powerful words to anybody that paid attention. But for me, not so much during that time. I really didn't want to see those words. I didn't want to hear them. I was going through some really hard times. But I found that eventually I agreed with him. When I didn't have a good attitude, I couldn't see I'm possible. I couldn't say it. I couldn't believe it. And so very good words. But no disrespect to Mr. Churchill, I think maybe attitude has a more powerful impact than just making a big difference. I think it makes all the difference. Someone said attitude is an inward thought that wiggles its way out. An inward thought is going to wiggle its way out. That thought will wiggle its way out. What is it going to be? What words are going to flood your thoughts? Let it be, I'm possible. Some more words from Helen Keller. I just love Helen Keller. She says, I am only one, but still I am one. I cannot do everything, but still I can do something. And because I cannot do everything, I will not refuse to do something that I can do. So I don't think anybody needs to start from scratch to advocate for themselves. You all already are advocates. You just need to make it real, so alive, so obvious that nobody can ignore it. You want people to see that you are empowered. And that takes being assertive as well. And assertive is making clear where you stand, making clear what you need and asking for what you need, but doing it in a respectful way. That's how an empowered person stands up for themselves, makes their own decisions. And you don't have to be a lobbyist or a great orator or have any professional training on how to advocate. Whatever advocating means to you, you just have that change within yourself. That change that first begins within you will come out and have that ripple effect. And you will be empowered and others will see you empowered. Whatever advocacy means to you, don't stop, don't give up. Keep doing that. When I think of advocacy, I think of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We all in this country have that right, no matter who we are. So whatever advocacy means to you, for me, we live in the land of opportunity. We all have that right. And in the land of opportunity, I'm possible can be a reality. And so you can have an impact by just being you, being empowered, being the change within yourself will have a ripple effect and affect others. And it might be small. It could be something as small as something in your neighborhood, or it could be something as tough as nationwide policy. It could just be just a little nudge, but your advocacy is going to affect others, and you may not see the impact in your lifetime, but it's going to have an effect, and you want your advocacy to have a positive effect. Who saw the Lego movie? I know you guys saw the Lego movie. Did you see the Lego movie? That song, and I don't know the whole song, but it's, the first line is everything is awesome, everything is cool. When you work with a team, you can think of yourself as part of a team, part of an empowered team that embraces I'm possible. You're not alone. There are other people that believe I'm possible. And sometimes it's hard to maybe feel empowered or feel positive or feel like I can do it. But maybe this will help. If you look back and you see how far you've come, if you look back, that might help. Some people don't feel like looking back is a good thing. But I think it is, as long as you're looking for the right thing. As long as you're looking for the achievements. It doesn't matter how big or small they were, but recognize them for what they are. They are achievements. And that can help you in the times that you feel down or discouraged or angry and saying, why me? Why do I have to go and ask for this? Don't they know better? Why do I have to do this? And so here's a story that I would like to share. It's meant a lot to me. It's a fable. It's actually an Aesop fable. And it's a story about the wind and the sun. And there was a traveler going along the road, and the sun and the moon got to having a conversation. And the wind said, well, I bet I can make that traveler take off his coat. And the sun said, well, no, I think I can. And so then they decided to have a little contest. And so the wind went first. And the wind blew and blew, and the harder he blew, the closer the man held the coat to his body. The coat didn't come off. And he tried and finally gave up. So then it was the sun's turn. So the sun just smiled down really warmly, and he sent his beams down, and he just kept beaming and beaming and beaming down. And eventually, the man took off his coat. And so you can choose to be the wind or the sun, but please remember the attitude of the sun and the success that the sun had. The wind couldn't take that man's coat off, no matter how hard it blew. When you go and you advocate, you don't need to be aggressive or angry or, boisterous. You just be assertive. You make it clear where you stand and what you need, and for others as well, because every time you make a decision for yourself, even simple, everyday decisions, you are paving the way for somebody else, because your life has a ripple effect. You can be like the sun, and I hope that as you continue to write that book, your book, that is full of you being the sun, of examples where you were the sun and you caused positive change. You caused the change within yourself, and it caused change for others. And I know that you all are advocates, and I hope that you choose to be the sun.